So I was sitting here thinking I should probably do a video on this. And just like always, whenever I start a video, all the roosters start crowing. They know it's their claim to fame, it's time to crow. But anyway, today I wanted to show you, I think a lot of people have questions on, when can I incorporate our baby chicks? How old do they have to be before I can incorporate them with our current flock? And so we've got a lot of chickens. There's a lot in there laying eggs and they're being noisy right now. But I think we're at 113, and then we've got 22 little ones that we just hatched out probably 2 months ago now. And so this is just, like I said, I wanted to do a little video, show you kind of what our process is. I don't want to say it's the right way to do it, it just happens to be our way of doing it. We had built this, actually this was a dog house that someone had given us. And we've kept our little ones in here after they feathered out enough and they could handle the weather. And you can see the big girls are in there trying to eat some of the scraps that the babies have left over. And the babies aren't liking that because this is their home and it's being overtaken by the big girls. But we have this right here, just a small little cage. And this connects right up to this. And so they can have a little run, the younger ones have a little run that they can run around in. And then that water goes in there. And then they can get their water, and the feed goes in here, which I took out, otherwise the big birds would eat it all. But that's how it works for us. And the nice thing about having this run connected to that, we call it the baby barn now, it's no longer a doghouse. But the babies can run back and forth through this run, and they can go in when it rains or if it's getting cold at night or whatever it is. But they have the ability to see some of the bigger hens and roosters that are around them all the time. And so the current flock that we have, in a sense, gets used to them, and it's worked out really well for us. And we don't really have too much fuss when we do this. There's been a couple instances, depending on the variety of chickens that you have. Some breeds can be a little more aggressive than others, but we spend a lot of time with our birds. We currently have 3 boys right now, and they spend a lot of time, and we have neighbor kids that come over, and they're always around these birds. And I think that does help, at least in my thinking. They're just friendlier, and they don't really have too much of a fuss when we bring out these little ones. I do think that helps. Like you can see, this one here is going over to the water with all the bigger girls, and we don't have too many issues here. Well, that was just a standoff. But like I say, it could be a lot worse. There could be some severe pecking order, and there will always be some of that. We still have that with the current flock, so incorporating these little ones makes sense that you'd have some of that too. So we don't know exactly some of the varieties that we have with this. It's a very much a blend of some of the varieties that we have, because we just hatched these little ones out, like I say, about 2 months ago. So we have some Bantam varieties, and we have about 11 roosters, and like I say, 103 hens. And so whatever and whoever got together, this is what you get. We're noticing we got a lot of roos, males. You can see the combs are starting to come in pretty good on some of them. And we didn't really want males, but you can't really pick and choose what you get. So what you get is what you get. This little one right here, unfortunately, has got some issues with her legs. We're not sure what that's about. She hatched out that way, and so we'll probably just have to love on her a little extra, give her the extra care that she needs. That's a cool looking one. Our son was excited to see this one. When we had all the eggs, we drew an initial on each egg, or drew the names of family members on each egg, and so when they hatched, that was technically your bird. And so that was our middle son's bird, and he was pretty happy with how she turned out. And we think she's a mix between a silky and gosh, I don't even remember the other one. Silky and, oh, I don't remember. Anyway, again, this is not, I'm not saying that this is the perfect way of doing things. A lot of you guys may have better ways of doing this and how you incorporate your young ones with your current flock and how you introduce them. This just happens to be one way that has worked for us, and I thought I'd share it with some of you. A lot of people are getting chicks, and look at that. There's Prince. He's one of our beautiful roosters. But we know a lot of you guys are picking up baby chicks, and maybe some of you have a flock that you currently have already, and you're wondering, when do I introduce them? 2 months is what we've started to do. There again, that's just our way. All right, well, hopefully this helps somebody. Maybe it gives you an idea of what to do and what you currently have. And there again, a dog house. And we just had some scrap wood that we put together and built a door and wrapped it with chicken wire. So it doesn't have to be a super expensive project. It's just something that, whatever you've got, maybe you can get something like this to work for you. So, all right, guys and gals, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out on this channel. We'll see you guys.